That confident Labrador posture isn't always just playfulness. Sometimes it's misread dominance. This common mistake can lead to serious behavioral problems down the line. The concept of a single alpha dog leading a pack through force is a widely misunderstood idea, especially when applied to our domestic dogs. Early theories were based on captive, unrelated wolves, a social structure that doesn't accurately reflect how family dog dynamics work. In reality, healthy relationships between dogs and humans are built on mutual respect and clear communication, not a constant struggle for control. A Labrador that consistently pushes boundaries is unnecessarily trying to be the alpha. It's often a sign of confusion, anxiety, or learned behaviors that have been unintentionally reinforced. True leadership from an owner involves providing consistent guidance, structure, and positive reinforcement. Creating a secure environment where the dog doesn't feel the need to take charge. When a Labrador displays behaviors like resource guarding, such as growling when you approach its food bowl or toys, it's a clear signal. This isn't a play for dominance but often stems from insecurity. The dog fears losing something valuable and hasn't learned that its resources are safe with you. Similarly, excessive mounting of people or other dogs, while sometimes sexual or playful, can also be a way for an anxious dog to control a social situation. Another key indicator is a dog that consistently ignores commands it knows well, not out of stubbornness, but to test boundaries. This happens when rules are inconsistent. If a dog is allowed on the furniture one day but not the next, it learns that rules are negotiable. Demanding attention by incessant barking, pawing, or nudging can also be a sign. The dog has learned that this behavior successfully gets it what it wants, reinforcing its control over the interaction. These actions are communications of unmet needs or unclear expectations. Genetics do play a role in a Labrador's temperament. Historically bred for work alongside humans, Labradors are known for their intelligence, eagerness to please, and cooperative nature. However, within any breed, there is natural variation in personality. Some Labradors may be inherently more assertive or confident, while others are more passive. This genetic predisposition doesn't automatically lead to alpha behavior but can make a dog more likely to test boundaries if not provided with clear structure. An assertive puppy might be more inclined to guard a favorite toy or be pushier during playtime. It's not malicious. It's simply acting on its innate temperament. Recognizing these early tendencies is crucial. It allows owners to proactively manage the dog's environment and training, channeling that confidence into positive behaviors rather than letting it develop into problematic ones. The goal is to work with the dog's natural personality, not against it. A dog's environment and daily experiences are profoundly influential. A Labrador that lacks sufficient mental and physical stimulation can become bored and frustrated, leading it to create its own jobs, which can include policing the household. A lack of consistent rules is another major factor. If one family member lets the dog on the couch and another doesn't, the dog receives mixed signals. This confusion can cause anxiety and lead the dog to make its own rules for predictability. Inconsistent responses to behaviors like jumping or barking teach the dog that persistence pays off. This doesn't make the dog dominant. It makes it a successful problem solver in a confusing environment. A stable, predictable world with clear, consistent boundaries is essential for a well-adjusted Labrador. This security helps the dog relax, knowing what is expected of it and trusting its human leaders to manage the environment, removing any perceived need for the dog to take control itself. Early socialization is perhaps the single most important factor in preventing behavioral issues. The critical window, from about 3 to 16 weeks of age, is when a puppy's brain is wired to accept new experiences. Positive exposure to a wide variety of sights, sounds, people, and other well-behaved dogs during this period builds a foundation of confidence. A well-socialized Labrador learns how to communicate appropriately with other dogs, reading their body language and responding politely. It learns that new people and new situations are not threatening. Conversely, a puppy with limited or negative experiences may grow into an adult dog that is fearful or anxious. This fear can be misinterpreted as aggression or dominance, as the dog may use behaviors like growling or lunging to create distance from things that scare it. Proper socialization isn't just about exposure. It's about ensuring those experiences are positive and controlled, building a resilient, stable temperament that will last a lifetime. Positive reinforcement training is the most effective and humane method for teaching a Labrador. This approach focuses on rewarding desired behaviors, which makes the dog want to repeat them. Instead of punishing a dog for jumping, you teach it that sitting politely earns it a treat or praise. This builds a strong, cooperative relationship based on trust, not fear. For a confident Labrador prone to pushing boundaries, this method is especially powerful. It channels the dog's intelligence and drive into productive activities. By rewarding calm, focused behavior, you teach the dog self-control. For example, teaching a solid wait or stay command before meals or going through doorways reinforces the idea that polite behavior gets it what it wants. This isn't about showing the dog who's boss. It's about teaching it the rules of the house in a way it understands and enjoys. It transforms the training process from a battle of wills into a collaborative game, strengthening the bond between dog and owner. Preventing resource guarding starts with teaching your Labrador from a young age that a human approaching its possessions is a good thing. You can practice by walking past your puppy while it's eating and dropping a high-value treat, like a piece of chicken, into its bowl. The puppy quickly learns to associate your presence with something even better. You can also teach the drop it command through positive reinforcement. Offer your dog a toy, then present a better treat. When it drops the toy to take the treat, say drop it and give the reward. Over time, the dog will learn to happily trade items. This practice prevents the feeling of scarcity that leads to guarding. If guarding behavior already exists, it is critical to manage the situation safely to avoid confrontation. Never forcibly take an item from a guarding dog, as this can escalate the behavior and lead to a bite. Instead, focus on management and trade-based training. Establishing clear and consistent boundaries is fundamental to a peaceful home with a Labrador. This means everyone in the household must agree on the rules and enforce them consistently. If the rule is no dogs on the sofa, then it applies all the time, with every person. Inconsistency creates confusion and anxiety for the dog. Structure in daily routines, such as feeding, walking, and training at predictable times, also provides a sense of security. Teaching impulse control is another key element. Commands like wait before going out the door or leave it for dropped items teach the dog that patience and restraint are rewarded. This isn't about asserting dominance, but about teaching life skills that make the dog a more pleasant and manageable companion. When a Labrador understands the rules and knows that its needs will be met within that structure, it is less likely to feel the need to push boundaries or control situations. This creates a calm and predictable environment where the dog can thrive. A tired Labrador is a happy Labrador. This breed was developed to be active for long hours, and their energy needs are significant. A lack of adequate physical exercise and mental stimulation is one of the leading causes of behavioral problems. A bored dog will find its own entertainment, which might involve chewing furniture, barking excessively, or engaging in other destructive behaviors. Daily walks are a start, but Labradors need more. Activities that engage their bodies and brains, such as fetch, swimming, or running in a secure area, are essential. Mental exercise is just as important. Food puzzles, training sessions, and nosework games tire a dog out just as much as physical activity. These activities fulfill the Labrador's natural instincts to work and problems. When a Labrador's needs for stimulation are met, it is more likely to be calm and relaxed at home, with less energy for testing boundaries or demanding attention. Recognizing the signs of stress and anxiety in your Labrador is crucial for early intervention. While some signs are obvious, like trembling or hiding, many are more subtle. A dog that is frequently yawning, licking its lips, or showing the whites of its eyes known as whale, I may be feeling uncomfortable. A tucked tail, flattened ears, and a low body posture are also clear indicators of fear or anxiety. Some dogs may become hypervigilant, constantly scanning their environment, or they may lose interest in food or play. These behaviors are not signs of a dog being bad or disobedient. They are communications of emotional distress. If you notice these signs, it's important to identify and remove the source of the stress. For ongoing anxiety, creating a predictable routine, ensuring plenty of exercise, and providing a safe, quiet space for your dog to retreat to can be very helpful. Addressing these underlying emotional states is key to resolving many unwanted behaviors. If your Labrador's behavior becomes challenging or aggressive, it is essential to seek professional help. A certified professional dog trainer, a canine behavior consultant, or a veterinary behaviorist can provide an accurate assessment and a customized management plan. These professionals are trained to understand the complex causes of dog behavior and use science-based, humane methods. Attempting to solve serious issues on your own, especially with methods based on outdated dominance theories, can make the problem worse and damage your relationship with your dog. A professional can help you understand your dog's communication, identify triggers, and implement effective training and management strategies. This is not a sign of failure as an owner, but a responsible step toward ensuring the well-being of your dog and the safety of everyone around it. Investing in professional guidance provides the tools and support needed to build a healthier, happier relationship with your Labrador.